This transition is, I think, definitely in the cohort at least, and among friends that know about the cohort is bit famous for is my transition from not doing wanting a hard course load and, like you said, pushing myself to that higher level. And I will say confidently that this sprouts from just taking into account the research done and the extensive resumes and applications that viewing other students going into these higher level universities and realizing that if you, any individual, wants this experience and wants to compete for these colleges, you have to elevate yourself. And that starts with taking a harder course load. And doing that may not be it's not easy for everyone, and it wasn't easy for me, but I truly wanted to bring myself to a higher level, and to do that, I needed to take higher level courses. Also, I understood when I was taking at least freshman year, taking my first couple courses that one or two AP classes, I only had one AP class, I believe, in freshman year, wasn't enough, and the other honor level classes that wasn't enough for me. So as I kept going sophomore and junior year, I kept increasing my course load because I knew I could handle more than this as long as I applied myself and didn't overextend in one area. I could handle this. And so by junior year, taking five AP classes, well, yes, it was hard. It was extremely gratifying. And I'm personally someone who enjoys the rigor of being able to push myself through because I knew the end goal. I knew what I wanted to get to. So this was only per se a means to an end, but also trying to develop my own work ethic was super valuable, especially moving on to college and higher level education. Being able to craft this efficiency and understanding where my weaknesses are and where my strengths are completely revitalize myself and my energy preparing and pushing forward to that post-secondary education.
So,
Okay, so I will say my biggest interactions were my counselor were definitely my sophomore year at Boca High School. My freshman year at Osceola, I didn't interact with the counselor too much as a lot of the plans put in place were somewhat preliminary, but the nature of freshman year as a very flexible year was definitely noticeable and we didn't have too much conversation. However, my sophomore year was definitely where the conversation spiked with my counselor and her understanding of what I wanted to do and what I wanted to choose my path, a high level university. She wanted to lay out a plan and help me kind of discover or figure out what I wanted to do. However, I had already informed her that I kind of had my own plan in place and was already intentional on following that. She was a bit surprised, I'll say, but she did give me her recommendations and classes and what I should and shouldn't do. I took those into account clearly, but I tried to stay on top of my schedule as much as possible and only adapt or change or alter things as I learn more information about the classes, about myself, or about what opportunities would be best for me and what I would want to do. And as I moved on to the junior year and senior year, especially junior year, having those five AP classes, I was definitely talked to a couple of times about my course load and just in case you want to switch out an AP class or you want to try another class out instead. They were somewhat adamant on that as it was a lot. My grades didn't reflect it, however, as I tried to maintain a standard for myself. But I was definitely told a couple of times that this is a lot and you should be careful. And my plan, being as intentional as it was, I was prepared to deal with many of the struggles that taking care of five AP classes, a job, and sports can handle. And I did that uh, with success, I'll say, as I am currently where I am and very happy with that. But yes, these counselors on many occasions definitely try to integrate themselves into my plan. However, I am someone who trusts the process, especially with individuals who um, understand where I want to be in and out compared to counselors who on a more general basis provide that ease of understanding and
in
access.
place. So,
Well, suffice it to say, the conversations this year have definitely been a bit sparser. However, it's less so with my counselor and more so with my college and career center organizer named Miss Rhodes. She's generally been more involved in this conversation and has been monitoring me as I've been going on this process. It's been a huge help in making sure my documents were sent properly, and I thank her so much for it. She's one of the reasons I was able to efficiently get everything in on time and effectively. But I've had conversation with her about my recent, 4 full scholarships. I was talking to her about picking one and making sure I choose the right one. And obviously, she gave me her a piece of advice. I took that into account as well. But in my recent and finalized commitment to Williams College, I recently informed her. Obviously, she was very ecstatic and happy about it, as me counselor would be. As I am, believe, out of the top 10 in my class, I'm in the top 10. Um, I'm one of the only ones who's actually attending a college out of state, which was definitely a fun reveal to drop in the middle of our top 10 breakfast. But my counselor and Miss Heidi Rhodes, they've definitely been part of the conversation, and I definitely kept them informed. However, I think they also understood with my preparation and my execution and how I've developed so well. Uh, Without most of their advice, I haven't really come to them for that college help itself, mostly for sending documents. But they've seen my progress, and I think they understand that I'm here where I'm at because of my preparation and my goal planning.